Hello, I'm Justine Green with the BBC News. President Biden has ordered the largest ever release of oil from the United States Strategic Reserve to help reduce international price rises caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Mr. Biden said 1 million barrels of oil would be released every day for the next 6 months. Samira Hussain reports from New York.
In making the announcement, President Biden laid the blame for the high price of petrol on Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, saying the American people should not suffer the consequences when a dictator declares war. Over the next 6 months, up to 180 million barrels will be made available until domestic production of oil can ramp up to meet demand. But despite the unprecedented size of the release, it offers only a temporary fix to global shortages and cannot make up for the lost supplies from Russia, which is the largest oil exporter after Saudi Arabia.
Western governments have rejected an ultimatum set by President Putin for payments for Russian natural gas supplies to be made in rubles from today. Mr. Putin had said the switch was necessary because the Western financial system was being used as a weapon against Russia. At a news conference, the German economy minister Robert Habeck rejected Mr. Putin's demand.
With regard to Putin's threat, demand or consideration, one does not know what to call it, to pay in rubles, it is crucial that the contracts are respected. What is important for us is that we do not give the signal that we will let ourselves be blackmailed. And what the Russians then do with that money, as long as the banks are not subject to sanctions, is largely their business.
A European Commission spokesperson said there was no indication of an imminent energy security issue. The Red Cross says it's preparing to enter the besieged city of Mariupol on Friday with 2 trucks of humanitarian aid. The head of Ukraine operations for the International Committee of the Red Cross, Pascal Hund, told the BBC he hoped that Ukrainian government buses would be able to accompany them to evacuate people.
The road is long. It takes many hours to go first to Berdyansk and then from Berdyansk to Mariupol. So that's why we have requested the parties for that operation to last more than 24 hours. And I hope we will continue to get the security guarantees for the coming 3 to 4 days, just for the safety of the population willing to flee and also for the humanitarian action to take place.
British intelligence says Russia is redeploying some of its forces from Georgia to Ukraine. The Ministry of Defence in London said between 1,200 and 2,000 Russian troops were being reorganised into 3 battalion tactical groups, which include troops, air defence and artillery. On Thursday, NATO said Moscow was not sticking to its earlier pledge to scale back attacks around Kyiv and other northern regions. World News from the BBC. The western half of the Chinese city of Shanghai has gone into lockdown, the second phase of a plan to curb the spread of COVID. The eastern half of the city has been locked down since Monday and will be allowed to gradually emerge from its restrictions. There's been panic buying and short supplies of some necessities. The United Nations says international donors have pledged $2.4 billion for Afghanistan, just over half it requested. The pledge came after UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said Afghans were selling their children and even their own organs to ward off hunger. He said foreign donors must not abandon the Afghan people. Vote counting is underway following ballots in 2 Amazon warehouses that could lead to the retail giant's first unionised facility in the United States. Initial results from a rerun election at the Amazon Center in Bessemer in Alabama suggest workers narrowly decided not to unionise. But partial results in the Staten Island vote in New York show strong support for the Amazon Labour Union. People in Britain are facing a sharp rise in their energy bills from Friday, with the average household looking at an increase of $900 a year. Further rises are expected. Taxes, water bills and food prices have also been increasing. Kevin Peachy has this report.
Rising food prices and higher household costs are already stretching budgets for British families. From today, a planned increase in energy bills means a typical household will pay 54% more a year to heat and power their home. But in the most up-to-date prediction of future prices, analysts at consultancy firm Cornwall Insight have told the BBC the worst is yet to come. If their forecast proves to be accurate, the average domestic energy bill next winter will be twice as expensive as the winter just gone.
BBC News.